Good morning, Most Reverend Bishop Alka Singh here,
Good morning,
and
Professor.
welcome to the forum. Are you comfortable with it? Is it all right? Your mic is off. Yeah,
I'm quite okay. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. Good,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
morning. And
Whenever everybody is ready, I am ready.
yeah, I think most of us are here right now.
Yes,
Mm.
ma'am.
Rachna, can
Yes,
we
ma'am.
begin?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Can we begin, Rachna?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. It's 11:30 and students have joined. 92 students are there.
100
Fine.
of them. 100 of them.
Uh, your presentation, you'll be able to share.
I will share from here.
Okay, you'll share from here. Okay.
Okay. Good morning. Ma'am, shall we start?
I think we can begin. To be just on time.
Yes, ma'am.
है ना?
Okay. Good morning,
Akansha, you
everyone.
may begin.
Okay, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Myself, Dr. Akansha Trivedi, and it is my pleasure to welcome you all to today's special talk on the occasion of World Environment Day, which is focused on promoting an eco-friendly environment. In an era where environmental conservation is more critical than ever, we are here to learn, share, and inspire each other towards a more sustainable future. This program is organized by Environment Club, whose convener is Dr. Rashna Pandey ma'am, under the aegis of IQAC, whose convener is Dr. Manjari Jhunjhunwala ma'am, Vasanta College for Women, KFI Rajghat, Varanasi. To start the session, everyone please join me in extending a warm welcome to our esteemed principal, Professor Alka ma'am, who is a wealth of experience and able leader who embodies the values and vision of our college community. Please join me in giving a heartfelt welcome to our principal, Professor Alka ma'am, to deliver the welcome address. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you so much. Good morning to each one of you out here. It gives me extreme pleasure to be a part of a program which I had been looking forward to for many years. And I really did not know how to get our most Reverend Bishop Eugen Joseph, sir, to be on this forum, to be able to talk to my children, and on one call, he agreed to be a part of this so very important day. And I think my children are blessed to have you, sir, today for this program. I feel extremely privileged and happy. And on behalf of the entire fraternity of Vasanta College for Women, along with all my students who have had the vision of joining this program today, I welcome our most reverend Bishop Eugene Joseph to deliver a talk to my children and help us understand what it means to us to be a good human being, to be a part of an extension of the universe, which has been so beautifully created for us. And where is it that we have made a mistake or are going wrong? Each time that we see a person, the very first thing we do is an image formation as to what the person is, who the person is, where does he stand or where does she stand. All I want to understand, I want my children to understand that our most reverend bishop, whose humanity, love, concern, besides the various important portfolios that he is holding, is being such a wonderful human being who is able to extend to us the message of love and peace in a society. And I'm blessed to be a part of the circle where I am connected. And I am very happy to have you here today. So, over to you, sir, and a very warm welcome from all of us. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Uh, Thank you so much, ma'am, for that warm welcome. Now it is my privilege to introduce our distinguished guest, Reverend Eugene Joseph, Bishop of Varanasi Diocese. We are delighted to have you with us today, and we look forward to your insight on fostering an eco-friendly environment. Bishop Sir Eugene Joseph, Bishop of Varanasi Diocese, has graduated in philosophy and theology from Nagpur University. He has done his post-graduation in English literature from Mahatma Gandhi Kashi Vidyapeeth, Varanasi. He has done his MBA from Townsend School of Business, New York, USA. He has rendered his services as a vice principal in St. Thomas Inter College, Shahganj. He was principal in St. John's, Varanasi. He was founding principal in St. John's, Ghazipur. He was director of Nausadhana Kala Kendra, Varanasi. He was also director of St. Mary's Hospital, Varanasi. He is competent in educational leadership, community development, collaboration for socio-religious peace and harmony, spirituality and human well-being, etc. His motto of life is selfless service to all creatures of God. Sir, we are really happy to have you with us today. Sir, kindly enlighten us all with your wisdom of knowledge.
Thank you. Thank you for that very warm words of welcome from Professor Alka. And I should call her Didi. And you are so much part of our family and so much part of a lot of good things that goes on in Varanasi. And all you young people, I'm very delighted to see there are nearly 100 people joining together to celebrate the World Environment Day today and to show concern and also to sit together to reflect and share and listen to each other on this most pressing topic, most crucible topic for the entire creation and particularly for entire humanity. And I am very grateful to Professor Alka for thinking of me to be part of this. I am very grateful. I am not a professional speaker on meetings and online activities and so on and so forth. But then, since it is a family matter, I thought I will certainly join and I will myself learn while reflecting and sharing with you all. And my this one, I should be able to see. Just I am getting the PPT set. I hope I hope you can see my screen.
It's visible, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Rachna ji. And we are talking about straight away. We go to the point of reflection itself. We are talking about eco-friendly or environment-friendly practices. The very word friendliness, friendliness, so simple and yet so substantial and so challenging, and make things very clear and concrete and obvious for us. I suppose in friendship we care for each other. There is a imminent idea of mutual caring. So caring for a common home, that is the slogan that I would like to use when we are talking about eco-friendly practices. Our home is common, our care has to be mutual, and so on and so forth. Yeah. So idea here is to understand and be clear that first and foremost, the point of departure is to say and accept that we are all interrelated, be it in a small biological family, in a family called society, in a family called nation, in a family called universe, in a family called larger creation itself. We are all interrelated. We are all knit together by God's power, divine power, God's love, and in a way we are united to each other as brothers and sisters. One mystic even calls brother sun, sister moon, sister river, mother earth. That is the most popular word for us to use. Ma Dharati, Ma Prithvi, we say. So that means there is a very intense DNA that we are all sharing, biological, what do you call, a commonness that we are all sharing. We are all related beings, and we are all knit together, and we cannot be what do you call, thinking or doing things in separate isolation as though we have no concern and care for each other. If it is friendship, if it is a relationship, it is caring, friendship, friendliness, and cordial, and so on and so forth. That is the understanding we need to have. So it's a creation itself, the earth itself, the sky itself, and all with its entirety. It's a home to be shared by all. It is not just a human being when we are talking about environment, eco-friendliness, but then shared by all creatures living presently, and all creatures who will be living as future generation, human, animate being, inanimate being, even stones are included, even wood is included, even leaves are included, even grass is included. So it is all embracing reality that we are talking about when we talk in terms of environment, when we talk in terms of creation itself. And this is a matter of belief. We have to believe that we are sharing this understanding, and we are part of a universal communion of entire creation, interrelated with all, and the origin is one and the same. And therefore we have a natural commitment. In family: father, mother, husband, wife, children, brother, sister, brother-in-law, cousins, sister-in-law, cousins, and so on and so forth. We have a natural commitment to each other, to care for each other, to nurture each other, to do good to everyone, everything, even the smallest. Even the smallest. It is easy for us to understand when I say even the smallest, the weakest. Buddhists, our Buddhist brothers and sisters, our Jain brothers and sisters, they even are very sensitively careful about the ants. Even the insects are vulnerable. They also have to be cared for. So indifference or neglect to the environment, to creation, to the common home, the environmentalists, the thinkers, the promoters of environment, the advocates of global warming, and so on and so forth, they nearly call it a crime. It's a crime because we are doing harm against self, and we are doing harm against God, whatever you want to call it, the divine power, the divine spirit, the divine presence, and or any name by which we call, which supersedes the humanity. So against self and God, it is a crime. If we are indifferent, we are neglecting, and we are not doing anything, and we are not concerned about it, so it amounts to that. Next. Yeah, therefore, a serious call for ecological commitment is a natural responsibility for all living within the home. It's a natural responsibility. It is, I think, very special that we have to undertake. It's a natural responsibility of all those who are living in this home. That is the point, very simple point that we'll have to take across in our mind, that we are living in a home. The home is common. and their care is needed. Friendliness is needed. You cannot be enemies. You cannot be having cold shoulders with indifference and जैसे हमारा कोई मतलब नहीं और कुछ भी होने दो. No, we cannot be that way. So society's leadership is challenged to pay attention to this. The governance of the state is challenged to pay attention to this. The focus on interdependence and to be at the service of each other is called for. So this is the greatest call. Just like Professor Alka was trying to, say in the introductory words, what is our responsibility? To what are we going to be sensitive? And to what are we going to be responsive? Even young people, even the children, and so on and so forth, are called to take up these responsibilities and to pay attention, to focus, and to be at the service of each other. We always pray for unity. We always pray for global village is one, and we always pray for Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, one family, one world, one village, and so on and so forth in the commercial terms, that they may all be one. Everything has to be considered as one. The allegory that we use is just a vine plant. I'm sure you youngsters have seen say any vineyards anywhere, or if you see a vine plant, you do not know where it begins and where it ends. It winds and winds and winds, and the tree and the branch are one. Everything is so mysteriously and so complexly and so beautifully connected. This connectedness has to be understood. This connectedness has to be accepted. This connectedness has to be affirmed and upheld when we are talking about eco-friendly practices, eco-friendly attitude, or eco-friendly actions. So this connectedness is very, very important. We need to rediscover. Everyone need to rediscover. The business has to rediscover. The government has to rediscover. The corporates have to rediscover. Common man has to rediscover. Even children have to be taught to rediscover. Families have to, in their own circumstance, in their own setup, they have to rediscover the deep interconnection between all created things. We need to wake up to speak about it. We need to wake up to speak about it, and we have to admit that we have broken the relationship. We have to admit we have become unfriendly, and we have to admit in a way we have become the enemy of creation. पर्यावरण के दुश्मन हम स्वयं बन गए हैं, या बनते जा रहे हैं, या बनते जाएंगे. इस तरह का एक माहौल है. इसे स्वीकार करना पड़ेगा सबसे पहले, और इसकी ओर जागृत होना बहुत ही जरूरी है. Our processes and practices to address the concern in real life. Therefore, collaboration, empathy, ability to respond has to be developed. I'm so proud that Vasanta thought of holding this short seminar, short reflection, we can call it, short sharing, we can call it, on this crucial theme on a very important day like this. My kudos to Vasanta. And this has to be awakened, and a collaborative responsibility among the younger people and young generation, scholarly people in education, people who will be tomorrow's thinkers, people who will be tomorrow's promoters. They have to be awakened, and an ability has to be built to respond to this crucial situation that is there. So we have to be committed to ecological values. See, this is where comes the word eco-friendly practices. Practices which are based on values. The idea of wasting, the idea of lavishing, or the idea of junk eating, or the idea of changing gadgets every fortnight, or every 6 months, or every 1 year, and so on and so forth. Those are against ecological values. So we need to think, we need to learn deeply, and we need to act wisely and generously towards this crisis that is there. And we have to think of a new and universal solidarity. universal solidarity. There has to be an attitudinal change, there has to be a behavioral change, and there has to be an ideological change. There has to be a value thinking that has to come in. You have to break the logic of violence, exploitation, and selfishness. I am addressing clever students, I believe, and I should claim I don't have to explain all these things. See, even when we throw away things, we are causing violence. When we waste water, we are exploiting. When we don't share, we are selfish. So we have to wake up against this and create a new universal solidarity. And this demands serious change of self thinking and attitude. Here I would bring to you the examples, the models, the icons who are doing this, who have waken up to this, and who are calling the entire world, you and me, particularly the youth, to this point of awakening is the Greta, the Swedish girl, young woman now, and the latest is the Lissy Priya, 12-year-old Lissy Priya from Manipur, who addressed the UN very recently in March, I believe. So we have to take these people as models, and in our own world, we can bring in awakening, we can bring in change of thinking, and we can promote this universal solidarity towards a common home called environment and creation. So that is the need of the hour. It demands a serious change. Ecological education, our educational system, our educational arrangement, have to, be embedded. It has to be in conformity with the need of eco-friendly world, and which is an urgent thought. In a very fast, rapidly, technologically and digitally advancing world, we need to stop and think how much harm we are doing, how much harm we may be doing against the technological, digital, and advancement that we claim to be promoting. We have to grow in responsibility and compassionate care for the other, for participation in the total welfare. Holistic welfare should be the concern when we are talking about ecological education and ecological promoting ecological values. And crucial role to play for educationists, teachers. They have to understand the reality as a whole. More than specialization, integration of every school of thought is very important. We don't create expert consumers. We don't provide educational tools which would merely create specialization, and the integration will be lost. So there has to be critical thinking brought into classrooms, brought into university auditoriums, and brought into the research arena for common good. You have to make sure all the learning is meant to cultivate sound virtues for a common approach and welfare approach and a selfless approach towards the development of the society. And we should also be aware young people need change for a better future. Better future which can be threatened by extreme consumerism, that has to be avoided. Affluence, unproportionate affluence, big gap between the haves and the have-nots. Probably it is going on widening unconsciously, I suppose. We are immune to it. I do not know. I must cordially and freely and state that. So all these issues have to be taken into consideration when we talk about eco-friendly practices, be it at home, be it in my classroom, be it in my campus, be it in my mohalla, be it in my town. It applies everywhere, from the smallest sphere to the largest space. It applies. It is a matter of attitude and a matter of making up our mind. So we must be promoting not only technology, we must be not only upgrading technology, we must not only be advancing in technology, we must upgrade and advance in productive behavioral patterns. This is very important. With the technology, we must also transform humanity. We must also put the human being at the center of education. That's what Pope Francis says. Unless and until we keep human being and entire creation in the center of educational activities, what do you call it? Changes that are desired, changes that are so crucial and urgent will not take place at every level, at every level. So today's actions will bring in tomorrow's consequences. Besides high tech, we also need human touch, a big question mark. Discardation, throwaway mentality, waste mentality. It's only not wasting of what do you call gadgets which are expired, not wasting of medicines which are expired. Probably now we are also expiring human beings, wasting, throwing them away. Neglect of elderly, neglect of the vulnerable, the neglect of the useless people or the disabled people whom we call useless. So many things are related when we talk in terms of eco-friendly practices and environment-friendly practices and so on and so forth. So business also has the responsibility. There has to be a social approach. They can do well by doing good. Doing good is important. In doing well, profit making, the process and purpose has to be very, very clear. So the business, the corporates have to integrate ecological consciousness. It is very, very crucial. It is very, very crucial. Be it the West, the East, Asia or Europe or America, everyone, Asia all the more. We know the indexes of which nation is polluting more. I need not come into that because that will go into a little bit of business versus politics or business and politics. It will become, and CSR has to become realistic as far as company or corporate mandates and obligations are concerned. So then we can talk in terms of, I would quote here, Pope Francis has thought, he says, not just to product and profit alone. What about the people? What about the living beings? What about the cry of the earth? हम लोग बच्चे अगस्त 15 को हम लोग झांकी बनाते हैं और वर्नाक प्ले करते हैं, स्किट प्ले करते हैं और बोलते हैं धरती माँ पुकार रही है ना. This is very common nowadays in the school day functions, college day functions, and so on and so forth. Now, what is the cry of this earth? Cry of the earth? It is in fact cry of the poor. Poor are the one under the same home being, tortured or harassed or being silently killed because of our unfriendly approaches, our indifferences, valuelessness, and so on and so forth. So Pope Francis very clearly brings forth this idea. So when we talk in terms of eco-friendly practices, this basic thought, this underlying value has to be reflected upon, the value has to be upheld, and that is the syllogism, that is the point of reference and the point of departure from which every simple practice, what we eat, what we throw, what we litter, what we drop, and what we don't care, what we close the eyes about, what we close the ears about, all that will come starting from childhood to the grown-ups. So cry of the earth and the cry of the poor is coming from the environment, from the creation. In your theme, you are also having a word called mindfulness. All this will come from the practice of self-awareness, self-consciousness, and self-motivation. As young adults, you people are already growing up in your citizenship responsibility. You are all young people beyond 20 and 25. And I think it is very important that we grow in self-awareness, self-motivation, and self-conscience. So in your daily life, you have to integrate, you have to embed all these virtues in order that you can be eco-friendly. Even for the smallest eco-friendly exercise, awareness is very, very important. Self-motivation is very, very important. Self-consciousness is very, very important. By way of practicing silence, open awareness of breath. In our Indian tradition, we have this pranayama, or shanti, silence, yogic gestures and yogic exercises. All these are very helpful for us to become aware of these things, to be aware of our own body, the situation of our own body, how healthy it is, how sick it is. And eco-friendly also, relates to how we take care of our body. We fall into obesity, we fall into gastric, we fall into diabetics, we fall into, cholesterol impediments and so on and so forth. We have to be aware of that. Even monitoring our own body is becoming eco-friendly, doing good to creation. So our sensation, our sights, our sounds, our emotions, and our urges, all these have to be, monitored and engaged for creating an eco-friendly environment in the immediate neighborhood, in our families, in our larger neighborhood, and so on and so forth. I will refer to you this Buddhist monk who talks so much about mindfulness, how to be mindful in ordinary life. And he says, be alert and awake. This Buddhist monk called Thich Nhat Hanh. If you Google, I'll give you a link later. If you Google, he gives a lot of small tips for youth, small tips for young people, college students, and you can learn much from these wisdom that he presents to us. He says, we are all rushing to future, unable to live the present, unable to live even 1 minute of our life happily and peacefully. We are constantly on the rush towards the future. So that is one thing we young people can take a cue from Thich Nhat Hanh. So he uses this, and he says, use the method of watching your breath, in order to develop mindfulness. And he says, enjoy what you do and do it with attention. Even if you're sipping a coffee or tea, do it with attention. You must know what kind of cup you are using, what kind of aroma that is coming from, what kind of water that is being used, what kind of table that we are sitting on, what kind of chair. You should be simply aware and be, responsive to everything that is around you. Just don't gulp the coffee and run away. No, it's not that. And he says, we talk so much about social service. We talk so much about, welfare activities. We are doing it for all, to humanity, to the world, and so on and so forth. What about your immediate environment? And your home, your classroom, your college, your campus. And this is where your life is being shaped. Your neighborhood, your own self. That's why I told about the body. Thich Nhat Hanh, he says, you be yourself. Life is very precious. Work is only part of life. And people, my friends, please mark these words. Work is only part of life. It is not life. Graduating is only part of life. It is not life. You must graduate. You must graduate with, sterling merits. But then that's only part of life. Your essence of life is yourself. Your essence of life is next to you, your sister. Your essence of life is next to you, your brother. Next to you, that goat. Next to you, that animal. Next to you, that plant. Next to you, that tree. You are so closely connected and so closely integrated. Life is the essence that we need to pay attention to this. If you want to read more about mindfulness, you can go to a link called BeHereNowNetwork.com. 44 mindful moves in daily life. I will send this link to Professor, and she can share with you. To conclude my thoughts on how to be environment friendly, how to be eco-friendly, how to be caring for common home, how to be caring for environment, nature, and so on and so forth. He says, realize, understand the inseparable bond between nature, society, people. This leads to interior peace. This leads to interior peace. Now, at Christmas time, at New Year time, we talk about peace on earth. Prithvi par har manush ko shanti ho. This earth is our mother. Do you want to give peace to your mother today, every day? So let us give peace to earth. Let us give peace to our mother. I think this catchword, if we are able to reflect upon and debate upon, I wish young people, this particular batch, sit in five group or 10 group, just just to talk about this. How to give peace to our mother, our biological mother. How do we give peace? In what way? How do we contribute? What gestures we express? What steps we take? I think if that is realized and that is understood, I am sure माँ धरती को हम लोग शांति दे सकते हैं. We can become agents, ambassadors, angels of eco-friendly world, and we can become mindful people who can certainly, what do you call it, promote eco-friendly, what do you call it, environment, neighborhood, eco-friendly people, and so on and so forth. So with those few words, Professor Alka, I am very grateful to you, and the coordinator, Archana ji, and the MC, Akasha Trivedi. So beautifully you conducted the what do you call a meeting, introduced the meeting very briefly, and we went into the business. And I hope I have not exceeded the time. And I think I can send this PPT, Professor, to you. You can share with people lots of words pregnant with meaning for reflection, and they can become catalysts. They can become animators of small groups. They can certainly conduct workshop for their own juniors. I guess these are all third year students or fourth year students or even postgraduate students, I'm sure. And
Yes.
thank you very much. I'm so delighted that I spoke to an interested group and an intelligent group and a group which has been, very enthusiastic about this particular topic and concern. Thank you very, very much. And I look forward to come personally to Vasanta. Many years I have been to Vasanta. I have not been there. Many years ago, I had come there to witness a light and sound program. Very long years ago, when I was principal of St. John's School in Varanasi. I am looking forward to a chance, maybe without informing you, a surprise visit I will make. काशी तो हमारा गांव है, हम कहीं भी निकल सकते हैं. Thank you. God bless you. A good day.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for that enlightening and inspiring talk. Your words have truly resonated with us. And I think after hearing sir today, we all should take a pledge that we are going to show our empathy towards our environment, because need of the hour is that we should start practicing some eco-friendly practices. Thank you so much, sir. And we would like to meet you personally, and we can't wait to meet you after hearing you. And thank you so much for enlightening us.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you very, very much.
Yes, sir. Now I would like to open the floor to our participants. If you have any comments, any queries, please feel free to share them with us. All the participants who have joined us today. If you have to say anything to sir, or if you want to share your thoughts, the floor is open.
Good morning, sir, and good morning, all the teachers. Ma'am, I would like to share my own thoughts that I have started practicing since I have attended the last session that was conducted in our college regarding the environmental studies. Ma'am, I would like to suggest that we can limit the emission of carbon dioxide by switching off the AC when it is not required. And we can use clay pots instead of using refrigerators for cold water. And also we can switch to renewable resources of energy such as solar lights to limit energy consumption. Because these small steps can make big differences in future. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for that comment, and thank you for that claim. I think it is very practical. We can always stipulate. I stipulate my daily life. I decide how many hours my AC should run, and what are these hours when I need to run the AC. I think if we go by this practical approach, instead of mindlessly running the AC 24 hours and leaving it like that, it also sickens the people. Elderly and all will get sick. So I have a norm that out of 24 hours, I run the AC only for 7 hours and take the maximum benefit of it. One example that I am telling, adding to what Aparna Gautam mentioned here. Thank you. And drinking from the pot and all is also is Garelu Vyavastha hai. These are not out of the ordinary. Thank you.
Good morning, Father. I have been coming across a term which is known as sustainable business, which has an impact on environment. So I would like to get some insights on this term and how is it used for the welfare of environment.
What is this term? Term you said?
Sustainable business.
Okay. See, it's a big call on the business community to promote such business which is not temporary, which is not time being satisfaction. You understand, no? The business has to be innovating. Business has to be, changing and projecting attraction and so on and so forth. Now, can we call God-rich people sustainable business? Yes. You get my point, God-rich produces quality materials, human-friendly materials, products, and it is also friendly for general environment. It is not polluting. So these are people who follow sustainable model of business. What is lasting long? In business, we call it built to last. Apple, for example, is building to last. Not every mobile company will build for lasting effects. Are you getting the point? An enterprise that has got a minimal negative impact or potentially a positive effect on the global or local environment, community, society, and economy. That's why I use the word, we can do well by doing good. We can do well by doing good. Nestle adopted that slogan, and they brought Nescafe to every household, even to the dabas. Are you getting the point? Nestle is not polluting. Nestle is not polluting. So this is sustainable, approach towards any business, any business undertaking. It should benefit. It should not harm the environment. It should benefit the community and individual. It should do larger good to society and economy. The simple word is do well by doing good. Do well by doing good. So that's what I would like to share with you. Shraddhaji, thank you very much for that.
Thank you, sir.
Kindly mute your meeting, please. Sapna, please mute your meeting. Mehtab sir, can you please mute Sapna? Mehtab sir, can you please mute Sapna because you are the admin of this meeting? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Is there anyone else who wants to share their experiences with sir and all of us? You can also write your queries and comments in chat box. I can read it for you.
Professor, I'm not sure whether you are getting this journal in your library, Environment Science Research Journal. It's a department. There is a person, Sunita Narayanan. She is the chief editor of that, I think so. And that's a very beautiful and very researchful and very quality journal that brings in a lot of scientific information, social information, also moral information with regard to environment. And they
you share the details with us? You share the details. We'll get that
Oh,
along with
sure,
your
sure, sure,
presentation.
sure, sure, sure. Yeah. रचना जी, आप कुछ बोल रहे थे?
Yes, I just have an observation. Thank you so much for such a wonderful talk, and that too in a very simple way. So, you initially mentioned that I am not a professional or academic person, but then actually, we need these kinds of sessions where every person is able to understand. You talked about very basic and fundamental things, especially about how to respond towards nature and do good. That is something that strikes me. So, one thing was coming to my mind. My question could be a stupid one, that is, one thing is required to change nature, to change environment, to bring harmony in the world, to establish peace in the world, and that is to do good. But why it is so difficult and a big challenge to do good in the world which is commercialized, which is like love is decreasing, and there are other kinds of negative emotions. So doing good and get an equal kind of a response in the same way, like why is it a challenge? It sounds so simple.
Rachna ji, what do you call? I understand what you are talking. I too often think like this. Why it is so difficult to do good? Because when you do good, you don't get any response, you don't get any result. You apparently you feel like that. लेकिन हमारे मतलब संस्कृति में निष्काम कर्मा एक शब्द है, उसको आप पकड़ लीजिएगा प्लीज, और उसको पकड़ लीजिए। आप अपने जगह पर अपना अच्छा कार्य करते रहिए, और इसके लिए संकल्प चाहिए, थोड़ा आध्यात्मिक दृढ़ता चाहिए। एंड आई एम श्योर एट द एंड ऑफ द डे यू विल बी जॉयफुल. आई एम श्योर ऑफ दैट. आई बिलीव इन दैट. What do you call it? Let not someone else pull your strings. You hold the string with you. You don't become victims. You don't become a victim of others. वाह वाह वाह, है ना? जो हमें हमारी आत्मा जो कहती है, हमारा अंदरतम इंटीरियर सेल्फ, व्हाट इट इज सेइंग. जस्ट नाउ यू स्पोक फ्रॉम योर इंटीरियर सेल्फ. आई बिलीव देयर इज एन इंटीरियर सेल्फ टॉकिंग फ्रॉम यू, एंड उसको सुनिए. मदर टेरेसा सेड, आई विल डू व्हाट आई कैन, यू डू व्हाट यू कैन. आई विल कंटिन्यू टू डू व्हाट आई कैन. आई विल नॉट स्टॉप. छोटी छोटी चीज़ें, छोटी छोटी बातें. मैं बहुत ज़्यादा मतलब उपदेश नहीं देना चाहता हूँ, बट यू अंडरस्टैंड इट वेरी वेल. या,
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
थैंक यू.
Anyone else who wants to share something or ask anything from sir? Students, one more information that you have to fill feedback form which is shared by Rachna Pandey ma'am in your chat box. You can see, you can open the chat box and you can get the link of form from there. So please fill that form. It is mandatory to fill the feedback form.
Ma'am, I think we should proceed, because if there will be any observation later on also, we will forward it to sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Sir, before concluding, I also want to share my experience which I have started recently. So whenever I travel anywhere, so I have started carrying my own steel bottle rather than purchasing those 20 rupees, 10 rupees plastic bottles everywhere and littering in around in cities. I always carry my personal steel bottle from my home, and whenever I go to places, I try to refill it going to restaurants or going in any shops. And I have minimized my habit of purchasing those 10 rupees, 20 rupees Bisleri bottle. So I have started this very small change, because environment is we have surpassed the stage of global warming to global boiling, I think.
Yeah.
So I have started taking this initiative, and I think small initiatives can lead up to big changes. Thank you so much, sir.
That simple, Akansha ji, that simple exercise that you are already doing, it will, I guarantee, it will do good to your body. It will
Yes,
also good to your mind.
Yes, sir, definitely.
You will feel so positive about yourself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you again, sir, for addressing all the queries and listening all the comments so patiently. Uh, Thank you so much, sir. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
As we come to the end of our program, I would like to invite Dr. Tulsi, sir, to deliver the vote of thanks. Sir, over to you.
Am I audible?
Very
Yes,
good.
sir.
Very well. Very well.
Yes,
Very
sir.
well.
Okay, sir.
Perfectly.
A very good and warm afternoon to one and all present here. I really feel honored, privileged, and blessed to have this opportunity to propose today's vote of thanks to our most Reverend Eugene Joseph, Most Reverend Bishop Eugene Joseph, sir. Sir, your gracious presence and wisdom are very motivating for us. They bring our attention towards the necessity of mutual caring, ecological commitments as our natural responsibilities. You stressed upon connectedness and inclusivity and many things. So we are really uh, uh, equipped with your wisdom words, and we will put our steps forward in the direction you have talked about. Thank you very much, sir, for such an enlightening session. I thank you on behalf of entire Vasanta College family. Thank you very much, sir. I thank our head of our family, Vasanta College family, our most respected principal, Madam Professor Alka Singh, for always being very supportive in conducting such important events, and for being very inspiring for other important individuals also, which are beneficial for our society and also for an eco-friendly environment. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your guidance and efforts. I thank Professor Manjari Junjunwala, madam, convener of the IQAC, for planning such an event in a very short span of time. Thank you very much, ma'am. Special thanks to Dr. Rachna Pandey for successfully organizing such an important event in order to spread awareness in us. Thank you very much, ma'am. I thank Dr. Akanksha Trivedi for a smooth conduction of today's event. Thank you very much. I salute and thank to all the faculty members of Vasanta College family for their gracious presence. Thanks to everyone. Last but not the least, I thank our most responsible, energetic, enthusiastic students for joining us and being equipped with the important thoughts that were shared by our most Reverend Bishop Eugene Joseph, sir. Thanks to all.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I request everyone to please switch on your camera so that we can have a group photography. Please switch on your cameras so that we can capture this moment and cherish forever. I request all the students, please switch on your cameras. We'll just take a picture.
Professor Alka, congratulations. There are 96 of them still on board. Yeah, that is a good school.
Just 1 second, I'm taking screenshots.
Are you done, Akanksha?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, everyone,
Thank
for joining us.
Thank you. Thank
The
you.
meeting, we are done with the
thank you so much.
program. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you so much, sir.